Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Good evening. Yes, we have a very special show, as all our shows are special. Tonight, I'm being joined by my great co-host, attorney Akeisha Al-Shabazz, and we want to talk about this latest development in the Fani Willis, Nathan Wade, Donald Trump, Scott McAfee, Mark Meadows, Rudy Giuliani, and all others. We want to talk about what's happening with this latest ruling. Uh, that my co-host and I have a difference of opinions on the outcome, but we're going to report the facts and then we're going to give our opinion based on the tea leaves. Without any further ado, ladies and gentlemen, I want to bring in the great attorney Akeisha Al-Shabazz. What's going on, counselor?
What's going on? What's going on? What it be like?
What it do?
What it do? What it do? What it do?
Listen, we listen. You got you've read the court documents, and we're not going to waste people's time. We ain't going to long stroke them. We want to talk about the documents that were just released. This, I guess, probably the judge released it around 9, 10 o'clock from the court file. Well, probably about 11 o'clock. But let's talk about.
It was more closer to. I thought it was closer to lunchtime, like 1.
It was on the docket.
Okay.
We all didn't grab it when we should have grabbed it. Some of us grabbed it sooner than others, but we got it. And with that said, I'm going to first and foremost, I'm going to say it's not over yet. And I guess you can agree with me that it's not over yet.
Correct.
But the judge in my opinion, has signaled the way he's going.
Absolutely not.
Different opinion.
Absolutely not. Absolutely not.
Listen. Just like I said earlier, just keep that Cash App ready. But with that said, ladies and gentlemen, we're gonna talk about the court document. We're gonna post the Cash App. This is also for my co-host too. She might want to react later on. Maybe the judge issues another ruling, and she can hit the Cash App herself.
You were gonna be Cash Apping me, buddy.
Listen, for those who are wondering what we're talking about, well, she and I having a friendly little wager here.
Yeah,
I'm
getting paid, people. I'm getting paid.
Allegedly,
I'm gonna get paid.
So let's talk about the court. Let's talk about the judge's decision. Let's go into it.
Okay.
You have the court filing.
I do. You want me to? Let me see if I can share.
Yeah, you can share it.
I can.
Oh. Ladies and gentlemen,
can you see it?
Did we? Okay, no? I see it. Oh, look at you with the sharing.
Yeah, you see it. I can't see it though.
I can see it.
Wait. Let me go to a different screen.
You don't have to. I got it. Play it.
Okay, very good. Look at you. Hey. Very good. Let me enlarge my screen. Okay.
Absolutely. I'm gonna let you go through the docket. You want to give a summary, then do the summary of what the document means.
Let's do a summary, and then we can focus on that particular footnote that I think there's a lot of confusion about. So the defendants in this case. This is a special demurrer. We don't have these in New York. In Georgia, in New York, this is the equivalent of a motion to dismiss. And basically, they're arguing that the indictment is defective, right? And so the court has found that the indictment is defective and that it fails to inform the defendants of the particulars, the specifics of which they've been charged. And basically saying that it's just not specific enough. The way it is written, the defendants could violate this in a number of ways. And it's not enough for them to prepare a defense. And so it violates their constitutional rights. And so the judge dismissed these counts. The caveat is that he dismissed the counts. However, he did not dismiss any overt acts related to those counts that related to the outstanding RICO. So the RICO is still intact. There aren't any defendants who were only charged with some of these counts so that they are no longer in the case. Everyone is still facing the RICO charge. And so it does weaken the indictment. It does make the prosecution look particularly I think ineffective, because the easiest thing for a prosecutor to get is a fucking indictment. There ain't nobody else in that room but you. It's you. Anything you produce and you ask them, they're gonna give you, right? The saying is, you can indict a ham sandwich, right? So if that's the case, how much y'all fuck that up?
So let's talk about the weight of the weight of the indictment now than what it was before, and how does this impact in particular? Because the judge in this response, he named the defendants that his dismissal affects.
Right. However, what I'm saying is even though that these counts are dismissed against them, they still have other counts remaining that are still in play, that haven't been dismissed. And so it helps them in that regard, but they're still facing very serious charges. They're still facing a RICO. And the court didn't dismiss with prejudice, right? Meaning that they will not be allowed to represent these charges to a different grand jury. He dismissed it without prejudice. And in the footnote specifically states that, one, the people can represent, the state can represent these charges, or the state can appeal.
Right.
So, we'll see. What we do know, though, is that this decision has absolutely nothing to do with the disqualification decision that we're all waiting for, nor does it give us any insight whatsoever as to which way this judge is leaning. Okay, what it does for me, my last thing I'll say is, what it does for me is it demonstrates that this judge is an academic, and that he is, it seems to me, intent on following the law. And based on the law, as I saw it play out at the hearing, it's pretty clear he has enough to disqualify Fani Willis and Nathan Wade and the whole Fulton County District Attorney's Office.
With that said, what can you glean from him issuing this order first versus issuing the disqualification decision? Can you glean anything from that?
I don't want to say because that would then suggest that he could be influenced by outside forces or outside influences. And I don't want to suggest that because it doesn't appear to be that way. In fact, he spoke to that in a radio interview, I think like Saturday or Sunday, where he said he already had a draft of the decision before any political rival stepped into the arena. And, pretty much the decision had already been made. And so it doesn't seem like he's going to be politically motivated. So I don't think that he did this to show Donald Trump that, hey, I'm on your side. Hey, pay attention to me. Watch what I'm going to do next, because I'm in line for one of those federal judgeships that you going to be handing out. I'm not suggesting that. I wouldn't suggest that.
But we do know Governor Kemp put his endorsement behind Donald Trump days ago.
Yes.
On Tuesday. Yes. Tuesday, Wednesday.
Yeah.
When was it? Yesterday?
Day before yesterday.
Yeah, 2 days ago.
Yeah.
He put his endorsement behind Donald Trump.
Right. He sure did.
Scott McAfee was appointed by Brian Kemp.
Mm-hmm.
Brian Kemp is a Republican. Not that we don't know what party Scott, what side of the aisle is Scott, Mr. Judge McAfee is on, but he also has an opponent running against him.
Yeah, I don't think that those things are going to be factors. You think those are going to be factors in his decision making?
Yeah, I'm saying maybe. I would say maybe. He has two young children. He has a wife. He has a long, listen, nothing like a lifetime appointment. Nothing.
Well, what he did say in that interview is that he does have young children, and that when the time comes when they're older and they ask about this, he wants to be able to look them in the face and say,
I became a federal judge.
I played it straight. Listen, if the result is that he becomes a federal judge, then so be it. If Donald Trump if he has his attention, I could see that. It's not like he's playing this hearing like Judge Glanville, unfortunately, in my opinion, where he is outwardly biased and
this
huh?
is a very good judge, and I don't want to even imply that he's waiting for the judgeship while implying he's waiting for the judgeship. But listen, this Fulton County is 70% the county, 70% Democratic.
Correct, right?
And he's running against a Democratic challenger,
right,
with a Democrat DA with a lot of influence in the county. There's on the campaign trail. Right. Even if he disqualifies her, she still's on the campaign trail. She's
you know who else is on the goddamn campaign trail? Donald Trump. So, you seem to keep forgetting that. It's kind of a big deal.
It's a big deal all the way around.
It is a big deal, especially since he's leading and he's the front runner. And he will likely get the Republican nomination.
He sure is. And let's talk about the statement that his former President Trump's attorney, Steve Siddall, released today.
Okay.
Do you have the statement in front of you? Because
there you go. See, there you go.
Well, hold on.
There you. I got the decision. Now you want the statement.
I'm gonna get everything up. See, you'll make me pull his statement up and everything.
Well, look at this.
Let me bring it up here, ladies and gentlemen. Let's just bring Steve's statement up. Since I'm not even logged the freak in. The heck.
I think I retweeted it. So
you retweet? Okay, I'm not even logged in on this one. Okay, I think I might have it here. They asked me for my code. Okay. Okay. I'm on a different system here, so I gotta.
I'm looking for it in my Twitter.
Well, I think
in the Twitterverse.
I think I have it. Do I have it in front of me? Oh, a second. Steve. Let me go Steve Siddall. Okay, we got Steve's statement. Come on, Steve. I see you right there. Here, I got it right here. Okay, let me go and share the screen here. Here we go. All right.
I'll read it out.
I was going to share. You want to read it out? I'm
going to share because sometimes you can't see, and because I am sensitive to the visually impaired, I being one of them, I want to aid my fellow visually challenged viewers.
Absolutely.
All right. The court made the correct legal decision to grant the special demurs and quash important counts of the indictment brought by DA Fani Willis. The counts dismissed against President Trump are 5, 28, and 38. That's 3 of the 6. That's outside of his quote, which falsely claimed he solicited Georgia public officials to violate their oath of office. The ruling is a correct application of the law, as the prosecution failed to make specific allegations of any alleged wrongdoing on those counts. The entire prosecution of President Trump is political, constitutes election interference, and should be dismissed. And you said the legal pitfall has spoken. Did you mean pit bull? Because you really insulted the hell out of him with the legal you put the legal pitfall has spoken. Yes. Why would you put
God. Oh man, thanks for reminding me. We gotta delete that. Pit bull. That might be the fourth slip.
Oh my goodness, that's hilarious.
You just caught that?
I just saw it. Like, what?
I might have to send someone an apology real quick.
Oh, good. You can edit, can't you edit?
You got about an hour to do that.
Never too late to edit.
So,
can you slap yourself with one of those? You lucky I don't have. Yes, there you go. You need that.
Okay, so this fight obviously is going to be man.
Put up that footnote.
Okay, let me put
from the decision.
Okay, pull that up, yeah.
Because I think a lot of people So a lot of people are reading that to mean the judge has decided that Fani Willis will stay on the case.
Mm-hmm.
And that simply is not the case.
It's not the case.
Not at all.
And you posted that in your timeline too.
Yes, I did. And I think you did as well.
Yeah, I did. I'm gonna pull you up. Let's see, you see that.
And now I gotta pull it up so I can read it, right? Let me be consistent here.
Yeah, it's right there. It's right in front of you. Yeah.
Yeah, that little tiny shit. Can I see that? Do you not know I'm legally blind, bro?
Okay.
Okay. All right. So this is the footnote that some people are misinterpreting. This footnote, it says, this does not mean the entire indictment is dismissed. See State versus Serajewski or whatever. The state may also seek a re-indictment supplementing these 6 counts. Compare OCGA, and then there's a cite, barring future prosecutions after second quashal. Even if the statute of limitations has expired, the state receives a 6-month extension from the date of this order to resubmit the case to a grand jury. Cite. And there's another cite. Nor is it inevitable, presuming the state presents the appropriate motion, that the identity of future grand jurors will be publicly accessible. See another. Order to seal. Indictment, blah, blah, blah. Granting ex parte motion to redact grand jurors' names. So he's saying there's no concern moving forward that the identity of grand jurors will be compromised or publicly accessible. That's not going to happen. You can seek re-indictment. That means it's dismissed without prejudice. But nowhere in here does it say that Fani Willis can seek re-indictment, or the Fulton County District Attorney's Office is free to seek indictment. So there's nothing in there to give us an idea that she would still be on the case. The state means Georgia, and any prosecutor in Georgia fits that description. So,
well, I don't think he would have said her name anyway in that footnote, because she's it's her office, but this is a state charge.
He didn't even say Fulton County DA though.
Right, he didn't say that. So what can you glean from that, counselor?
Listen, I'm sticking to my position that she and Nathan Wade will be promptly disqualified. Yeah, that's where I'm at. I'm not shifting my position. I think his questions at the hearing lend themselves to suggest that he's going to disqualify her. The way he started the hearing, like his opening statement, his preamble, if you will, he basically said that this is disqualifying if there is an appearance of impropriety. And so the state's arguing that he should use a stricter standard than what is in the law. And we already had Fani Willis be disqualified from the investigatory part of this related case as it relates to Doug Jones, right? And so when she threw a fundraiser for his political opponent, the grand jury judge in that case overseeing the investigation basically was like, what were you thinking? What were you thinking? And removed her office from continuing to investigate that case. And so it's not as if she hasn't made a number of missteps along the way that the judge could point to and say, this is not just an accident. This is a pattern of conduct and behavior, and it's disqualifying.
I'm still banking on him not making that, pulling that trigger and essentially ending her career. I don't see that happening with everything you said.
Right.
So
here, let's analyze what the judge has to do. A judge in this type of situation in a hearing is not only deciding the arbiter of the law, right? He's not only deciding the law, the applicable law. He also is the arbiter of the facts. He's deciding which facts are true, which facts I can rely on. And so when he sits down to look at these facts, there is no way he can sit there and say, I don't have a conflict in the facts. Miss Yurdy who doesn't seem to have any reason for him to discount her testimony. In fact, he pushed back on the state when they suggested it. Miss Yurdy's testimony squarely puts that relationship happening and starting in 2019, which is in direct conflict with what Fani Willis's sworn testimony is. The judge has to reconcile that. Do you think he's going to say, I don't believe Yurdy? Or right? Because her testimony is supported by documentation, supported by Terrence Bradley, his text messages to Ashley Merchant, as well as the text and the cell phone geolocation documentation shit that they provided to the court. All of that support.
That hadn't been accepted as evidence.
Yes, the court did. I don't know if the court didn't accept it. I think the court did accept that.
Okay.
I think the court accepted it, as well as all of Ashley Merchant's, the entire text chain, right? Which is not just what was shown to us at the hearing. The entire text chain is in evidence.
Okay.
And so the judge is going to be looking at all of that. And he has to make a factual determination as to what happened. And under the law, if it appears that Fani Willis is engaged in impropriety, one is lying to the tribunal, that's disqualifying. It's disqualifying. We already know Nathan Wade lied. That came out. That was plain as day. He lied on his marital affidavits and he lied on other affidavits. That's under oath.
Can he keep her and get rid of Nathan? Can he do that?
I guess he could.
Okay.
I guess he could, but I don't see how they aren't inextricably woven.
Someone said no, it wasn't accepted. I didn't think it was accepted.
I don't remember the judge rejecting it. I remember at the arguments. I don't remember specifically the judge rejecting it.
Well, the fact
I remember the state sounding real stupid, arguing that you can't rely on it. And no, it had to be accepted because the court specifically asked the state in its closing argument, if I were to accept that evidence, how do you respond to it?
If I were to accept that
right, evidence. How do you respond? Right. So that means he's considering and contemplating it.
Okay.
Right. Okay. And so what was their response? Well, there's no records that put him at her house. that was their response.
Okay,
not
so
that they're not reliable, I guess.
Well, I think the next decision we're waiting, that may not be a part of his decision.
It may or may not be.
Right. So
it may not be. That's possible. It's possible, but he did inquire about it.
Right.
And it's really weird for the state who relies on this evidence when they are prosecuting people to say, hey, judge, don't rely on this evidence, the kind that we use all the time.
Well, they did. The defense was able to, chop down some of those charges. So that's a win.
Yeah, definitely.
So
they definitely prevailed in that regard. Absolutely.
And it does kind of shed light onto the thoroughness of the indictment as it was prepared by the special counselor.
Mm-hmm.
Throw him under the bus.
Right, because maybe he doesn't have the experience he needs.
Right. Exactly. It gives her the.
Wait, let's see. Well, I see a comment. I don't know who this lady is. What? I missed it.
I don't know. Look, I don't know.
Let me see if I can go it.
120. Let me help you
out. Well, that she will set free, no doubt in my mind. So let me make you understand something. I'm a criminal defense attorney, right, Miss Horton, and Fani Willis right now is responsible for having a number of Black men incarcerated with no bail. With absolutely no bail based on an accusation. This young man who was making millions of dollars has been accused, not proven guilty, and he is not even entitled to a bail, not even home confinement, but she let Donald Trump go. She let all of the defendants in this RICO case go. But the black defendants of those in that RICO case, they got to sit. All of them, they got to sit their asses there during trial. So, yeah, I'm not caping for her, Miss Horton. I'm sorry. All right. You don't have any tertiary knowledge about who I am. Go do a little Google search. I've been around. I'm going to be like Joe Madison, RIP Joe Madison. I've been around, you know.
Yeah, I do have an issue from the start that none of those defendants in the YSL case got, let's talk about the Young Thug, the millionaire.
Yeah, she went after those educators too. That's right. Those black educators. So yeah, I'm sorry. I'm not oozing anything out as it relates to a prosecutor who ran on the platform that I was not going to have sex with my employees. You specifically ran on that platform, and then you turned around and you had sex with someone who was employed by you for all intents and purposes. I know y'all can play semantics if you want to, but if it wasn't for her, he wouldn't be getting that check. All right. So you did exactly what you said you wasn't going to do. You did exactly what you chastised someone else for doing, and then you did it. No, I'm not caping for that. I'm sorry. It's only 2% of us that practice law in this country that look like me. And she is not a representative of what we stand for. Sorry. No, you got to play it straight. You can't do stuff like this. When you get to a pinnacle like this in your career and you are prosecuting the ex-president of the United States, you better walk that shit fine as fuck. That way, you don't compromise the integrity of the prosecution. Do what you came to do. Stay focused. Stay focused.
I'm focusing on these strikes that this page is going to get afterwards.
I don't know why. Because I curse. You could curse on YouTube.
Can you?
Get the fuck out of here.
well, damn then. What the hell?
Come on now. Stop it.
No, but I definitely feel your passion about this. And it's, while you have, made specific reasoning why this, you believe that it will be, she will be ousted. I don't know. Fulton County is a different animal. The fact that the commissioner of the commission of Fulton County said, "Hey, we don't have jurisdiction." I'm like, they could have said that 2 weeks after the 15th. But that was another indication for me that, hey, well, it may be state law, but why wouldn't these lawyers not know that Fulton County don't have jurisdiction over Fani Willis? Why wouldn't all these lawyers that have filed and joined in on this motion not know that important detail? She's a state elected. She's a state elected public official.
She's still bound by the rules of ethics. So I'm not sure what that has to do with this court considering this disqualification motion. Mm-hmm. Right? She's still bound by the rules of professional ethics. And her conduct is bound by those same rules. And so not just talking about the relationship, but the extrajudicial conversations and comments that she had via interviews or the church speech, those could be possibly and potentially viewed as forensic ethical violations, right? Because you're making a statement to, like, as you just said, a predominantly black county where these white defendants are going to be tried, and you're making statements that they're racist and their attorneys are racist because they're trying to remove the black special prosecutor. How do you think that doesn't impact the jury pool, potential jurors? Do you think the court is not going to consider that? The court has to consider the effect of those statements on potential jurors.
Why didn't that judge in this ruling, the last ruling he made today, not include that as part of his decision making? Because
the demurrer was related only to the indictment, and the sufficiency of the indictment had nothing to do with extrajudicial statements. Okay. That falls under the disqualification hearing. And okay. I'm sure he's going to consider that. And whether he considers it and says it's not an issue is another thing, but he certainly will consider it.
And he has to consider it really, really soon.
Yeah.
So that my screen is blurry. They can't read my name. To me, can't read my name.
It doesn't look blurry to me.
I can read my name. My big TV over here can read my name. Maybe your glasses are blurry. I don't know. V, come on, V. Don't do that to me, V. So I don't know.
I think the church speech was bullshit too.
Well, she said in the church speech that they were good friends,
which was a lie.
Yeah,
which is also a lie. So you misrepresented the facts while you tried to garner public support, right? You wanted people to rally around you because, oh, I'm being victimized because I hired this individual who is just a good friend of mine. That's not right. It's completely disingenuous. And we spoke about this before. It's intellectually dishonest.
So what about the separation of church and state? Where does this fall?
Shut your ass up.
What does that fall in? I mean, she went to a church. She wasn't, some say she was like as a state official. Would she have got invited if she wasn't a DA?
Listen, she done interviews as well. I mean, she shouldn't be speaking about this case while it's pending. Period. No statements, no extrajudicial statements. Stay out of it. In fact, you have a special prosecutor, so you're not even the prosecutor on the case. So you certainly shouldn't be commenting.
Her not being the prosecutor in the case also goes back to the judge's ruling as it relates to this indictment and those 3 charges. I don't know. This is it's time for you to make the decision. Today. It's time for you to make.
Look, go ahead. It's from what? I gotta read. I'm laughing at Brenda's comment. Well, wasn't DT sleeping with pole dancers and models while he was married? So DT has no room to speak on this topic.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, that is not my dog.
That's my dog. Sorry, somebody's coming in the house. Oh God. So let's not conflate the issues, right? This is not about who Donald Trump was sleeping with, or whether or not he gets to speak on this topic. It's not. We can't conflate the issues, and you don't get to do the what about. It doesn't in any way absolve Fani Willis of her misdeeds because other people have engaged in misdeeds. You follow how that's not logical, right? That's like saying, someone shouldn't be held accountable for murder because other people have committed murders. That's not logical.
What about the book which was I haven't read the book yet, but I need to get a copy of it since defense attorney Ashley Merchant was speaking on it at the Senate hearing.
Right.
By the way, what kind of dog do you have? People want to know because
I have 2 half Shih Tzu and half mutt, so I call them Shih Tzu.
They didn't have that real.
No, they little dogs, and they're 12, so they're ornery. They don't even let you walk past the house. Like, don't walk past my damn house. Not to mention, she paid Nathan $450. She paid Nathan a whole lot more than $450.
A lot more $450.
Yep, with no experience. And look what she got for the price. She got 6 counts and dismissed in an indictment. I want my money back. How much is each of those counts worth? Whataboutism is not an argument, right? Y'all, Lotus. Thank you so much. I can't stand when people do that. It's deflection at its worst.
If this case moves forward, do you think that it will move forward with him still on the case?
No, Nathan Wade. Nathan Wade might not be a lawyer for much longer.
Oh my God.
Okay. I don't think he can stay on the case. One, think about the optics. This is what the judge has to consider. The judges have to consider that if he kept Nathan Wade on this trial, this is the guy that's gonna do a voir dire, depending on who's saying it, right, of jurors, and ask them whether they can be fair, whether they can evaluate credibility, whether they know when someone is lying and telling the truth. Are you fucking serious? Like that guy? If I'm a juror, I'm going to be like, yeah, I know when someone is lying. While I'm looking at this motherfucker, I know when you was lying, when you was testifying, you was lying. And how am I not distracted? Every time he opens his freaking mouth to say something at that trial, I'm not going to remember. Yo, you lied. You lied in an affidavit under oath. Under oath more than once. Nah, this can't be the guy. He would be a whole distraction. A whole distraction. And he is inextricably intertwined with Fani Willis. There is no way to get rid of him and keep her. I don't think under the rules, but I guess it's possible. Anything is possible. Mikey Famine, what's good, baby? How you doing?
Well, this is a lot to unpack with this. First of all, I would like to be on a fly on the wall when the DA saw the judge's ruling today, and and how is she going to respond to this? Is she going to wait? She has up to 6 months, according to that footnote, right? Up to 6 months to.
Well, I think that she can't respond just yet because you have to find out if she's going to be disqualified, and if she's disqualified, it's not her case to respond to.
Right.
It's whoever the new DA is.
Right.
Right. I mean, obviously, she could appeal, which, you appeal, that's only going to further delay the prosecution of Donald Trump.
Oh, this case ain't getting prosecuted until next year. I mean, it was an August date for the first round of defendants. Right. Based on this delay, it's probably going to be, it's going to be election time before they get past the first round of defendants.
Right. And then once he's president, they can't
prosecute. You can't prosecute. Come back in 4 years. But
Trump, I agree. Trump does need to be held accountable, which is why it's so frustrating and infuriating that she fumbled this ball, that she fumbled this. She fumbled it. Because even though these 6 counts got dismissed, the rest of the indictment remains intact. She could have been like, okay, well, we down 6, but we got 80 some odd left. I don't know how many counts of the indictment, but they got a whole lot left. And the top count, the RICO count, is still untouched. So let's go to trial with what we got left. She could have did that before anything happened with this election. They could have had a whole ass trial. But she allowed herself to be in this situation so that these defense attorneys could capitalize on the distraction. And trust me, they did their job. You could be angry all you want about how they came about it, but they did their job. And if they were representing you and your freedom was on the line, you would tell them, do what you need to do. And if it means that, yes, not just Ashley Merchant, all of the defense attorneys, every defense attorney. If you think that the district attorney is acting in a manner that is going to somehow affect your case negatively, yes.
It was the red meat they needed.
Yes, she gave it to them. She absolutely gave it to them. And it's nobody's fault but hers. It's nobody's fault but her own. And yes, I get that you tried to keep it a secret. But that only lends itself to the conclusion that you knew it was wrong. That you knew it was suspect. That you knew it was improvident. If you want to, use college words. People get upset when I curse like I don't have a vocabulary. I have words. I have lots of words, people. I have lots of words.
Well, I think in the next 24 hours we'll see the other ruling. Because we haven't, he said he'd have it done by the 15th.
Yeah, so we'll be back here.
Because nothing else is moving. And hold on. I think I want to share this, and this is for me, and this is why I'm kind of waiting myself. Mm-hmm. There are a pool of camera people that are covering this. I'm part of the pool, and we have a 6-month order in place that expires tomorrow. It expires tomorrow. The judge hasn't signed it yet. And so people can understand why is that so significant. We have to schedule with the rotation of various individuals to be a part of this pool. The judge hasn't signed that yet. And that tells me that this is my belief that this may not necessarily go the way I think it's going to go. Yeah.
So you going to cash out me that bread?
Not yet. It's not happening yet. I'm riding this thing to the wheel fall off.
I feel you, bro. I'm not mad at you.
You know, I'm waiting for one. I'm waiting for that one of those. He has to sign that as well. I mean, because if he signs that, he has signed. You know, like literally should be signing that today.
Oh, somebody said Miss Thelma was wrong.
See,
I think I got a bet with Thelma too. I'm gonna need her to run that 50.
Well,
we're gonna have everybody back on once we get the decision.
Oh, yes, we are.
And I think
that action.
Where Griggs at? Because I want to give him a chance to redeem himself.
Yeah, he's probably watching. He has the link. Let me grab him for a second. Talk to the people for a second.
All right, let me see if I can answer some of the questions. Yes, I've been watching too much King of Queens. Why was Merchant and Bradley communicating so much? That is a great question. And you know what? I don't know, right? I don't know what Bradley's angle was. Was he disgruntled? Was he upset? Was he just fed up with the shenanigans, right? So that when the questions started to come, he just became like diarrhea of the mouth. Could be. Did he want the drawers? Was he trying to get in? Was he trying to curry favor with Ashley Merchant? Did he like her? Maybe. I don't know. But it seems like he thought it would be okay to disclose all of these secrets until people knew he was disclosing the secrets. And then he bitched up. And then it became an issue. You know, that because if that's your friend, and that remains to be seen, right? Because there's that how he left the office fiasco, right? With the allegations of sexual assault and with the paying out of the escrow fund or whatever may have you, and so maybe they parted ways and it wasn't, as amicable as people would like to think it was, and so maybe they have a strained friendship, right? Bradley told numerous attorneys, not just Merchant. Damn. That's wild. Yeah, well, maybe he was telling everybody who would listen, rather. You know what I'm saying? But he got the right person.
I talked to Griggs. He's heading to dinner, but he's ready for that smoke once the other shoe falls.
Facts. Let's do it.
He wants to battle out with the New York attorney.
It's all good. It's all good.
But he is
watching. I'm here for it. So, all right. So we'll see. We'll come back, guys. I think the decision might come tomorrow, Friday at the latest, and so we'll be back in a day or two. I hope it doesn't come back Friday. Friday is my day. I teach. That's my college day, and that's my long day. I might have to jump on in between classes or something.
So the judge is long stroking us with his decisions.
Would you stop? He is not long stroking me. I'm not gonna go with that. If he's long stroking you, that's personal. That's personal.
We're editing that out. That didn't come out right. Pause.
I'm trying to tell you. You said it before. Just like this is your pitfall. We come full circle.
Do not take that clip and run with it.
Dennis, when is the YSL trial going to start again?
Tomorrow.
Okay.
Tomorrow.
All right, cool.
We'll see how that happens. We have Mr. I don't remember Adrian Bean on the stand. I don't remember. No, ma'am. No, ma'am.
Right.
Yeah, we'll see how that plays out. He was instructed to come back. I almost thought it was supposed to happen today, but then it's tomorrow.
It's mind-boggling how weak this case is. I mean, there has not been, and we're into what, month 3, 4? I don't even know what month we're in. We're on witness, I don't know, umpteen. And there has not been any evidence, any substantial evidence to suggest that there was a criminal enterprise and that any of these conversations, acts, tweets, lyrics were in furtherance of that It's just they just haven't presented anything.
Nothing yet.
Nothing yet. Nothing. But again,
Give that man a
this
bond.
young man, thank you. Give him a bond, Fani. Why can't he have a bond? Why can't he be home? As dangerous and disgusting as your jail is, why can't these young men have a bond? Now, understand there are one or two of them that have other cases or are serving time for other convictions. I get that. Obviously, I'm not referring to them. I'm talking about the ones who are standing accused only, the ones that haven't been proven guilty beyond a reasonable doubt, as our law requires. Why can't they have a bond? They haven't been determined to be a flight risk.
And the fact that this case is going to go on to next year.
It's ridiculous. And I don't know why. I don't know. And I don't know if this has not happened. I don't know what the procedure is in state court in Georgia, but damn it, file a writ of habeas corpus. Get them a bond somewhere. Like I know here in New York, you can file and to get appellate review. Yeah, you file a writ of habeas corpus, have an appellate court look at this bail and these conditions and tell me that there isn't a less restrictive means that we can employ, right? And while we protect this person's individual rights to participate in these proceedings. Do you know how difficult it is to try a case with an indefendant? That is a defendant who is incarcerated. That's someone who, after trial's over that day, you can't sit down with and go over the testimony. You can't sit down and review the evidence. You can't sit down and prepare for the next day with their input. It is severely handicaps you as an attorney.
Well, I think Brian Steele, the attorney representing young Doug, should make another motion. The evidence is, if we heard the strongest evidence, some strong evidence, then I would say, okay, maybe this guy's a real. We're talking about cases. We're talking about 10 years old evidence.
Yes.
10 years old evidence.
And we're talking about misinterpreting what a lot of the prosecution has deemed to be overt acts, just wholly misinterpreting them, that they're not related to violence at all. Talking about the Uzi Vert diamond in the head and different tweets that absolutely were taken out of context. Like, come on, this is just.
Let's talk about the court, the new ruling, the reversal of the rap video.
I heard about that. I didn't see the case yet. Right. But I heard that. Was it Georgia Supreme Court or appellate court?
Georgia Supreme Court.
Okay.
They reversed the a murder charge based on the prosecution introducing a music video trying to suggest to the jury that the fact that the accused had a gun in the music video suggests that he was promoting gunslinging.
Wow.
Which he said it wasn't even his. It was a prop.
Right. Wow.
And it wasn't even the gun that was used in the alleged crime. They never found a weapon. They never found a weapon. So he got convicted and they never found a weapon. So they reversed it. So
Good.
Let's see. Are they going to cut him loose? Because it does appear to be a weak case. It was a case involving him playing, I guess it was security for the artist or manager for the artist. And they were all in the club, and the artist went out the back door. He went out the front. He went out the front door, was trying to get back into the club to go to the back door, because in these strip malls, you have to go out through the back way, or you have to walk all the way around the mall to get to the back door. In any event, there was some type of argument that ensued with the security and the rep for the artist, and somehow another individual was accused of firing the gun, and they tried to put the gun on this guy. But in any event,
What county did this come out of?
I want to say it was. I'll look. I'll find the case.
Okay.
But it was a neighboring county. The fact of the matter is, they used the video. The video was they could have introduced other evidence, but they didn't. They used the video that had nothing to do with the crime.
Right. Like kind of like this case. Kind of like the YSL trial.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. But we'll see how that goes. Maybe, Brian Steele may be successful. Nothing like having a defendant outside fighting this case.
I'm telling you,
He doesn't look guilty when he's sitting there being able to walk out the courtroom when everyone else.
And bumping the jurors on the elevator.
Right. That why,
you know, not say anything to them, but just the ability of jurors to see you coming and going. Like
Right.
these are the intangibles that happen in trial that have nothing to do with the evidence, but what jurors see. That shit matters.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Each one of them, they already painted with the illusion that they're bad criminals.
Of course, that
You know?
and that it's just
It's an
so
illusion
so
to
yeah
prove
so and so that just goes back to the people who want to castrate me because I'm not supporting Fani Willis. Fani Willis, I mean, I ain't even. I ain't gonna say what I want to say.
Can you? So it won't be any misunderstanding. Can you say to the people that are watching that your position?
Yes,
on
let's be clear.
your viewpoints on this particular case has nothing to do with your viewpoints in the YSL. They're separate, and you don't want your viewpoints not influenced by the way the YSL case is being handled.
That's true. That's true.
We don't want
despite the fact that it's the same person.
Well,
who's responsible for what I think is the unconstitutional incarceration of Black men. You know, I'm definitely keeping these things separate.
Okay. I'm gonna leave. I tried, ladies and gentlemen. I'm gonna leave that right there.
No, so if she gets disqualified and my butt hurt, no, I'm not, because she deserves it, because she set herself up for this, and that is independent of the nonsense that she does as DA in Fulton County. That's independent of that, right? But consistent with the pattern of fuck shit that she's done as Fulton County DA, she deserves to be removed.
And ladies and gentlemen, we're going to end on that note.
All right, family.
Right,
y'all see me around at Ike Speaks. Find me on YouTube. Subscribe to my channel. Like and share this video. On Twitters as at Ike Speaks. Also on Instagram. All right, family. I'm out of here. I love you. I really do. I really do.
Hey.
Peace.
Now,
Talk to you later, Dennis. Bye.
Bye. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to thank you once again for being a part of the stream. I typically have a banner rolled here. I didn't roll the banner, but I'm gonna roll the banner now, because you guys got to know how to find me. You got to know how to find me on all the platforms. And this is how you find me on all the platforms. Watch the screen and banner. That's the Cash App, that's the Instagram, the Twitter, and so forth. Make sure you are tuned in, because as soon as we get the next decision, and I know what the heck is going on with this pool rotation, I'm gonna come back to you guys and let you guys know what is happening. And for those who are watching, that watch the thumbnail, 2 of those photos in that thumbnail, I photographed the judge and Fani Willis. So when you're looking at that, I'm inside the courtroom. I'm in the courtroom. So make sure you put some respect on the name. We're getting the visuals for you. And with that said, we're gonna see you guys in the next stream, and make sure you are always having your notifications on. We out of here.